Alrighty, hello there. Welcome to the 2017 setup video. I don't think I've done one of these since like 2015. I think it's been a very, very long time. And not only have I moved from college to my own house, I actually have more room in my like office room than I did in the entire space that I lived in, slept in, ate in, everything like that. My apartment was basically smaller than this room that I now have right now, which is absolutely amazing. And I literally cannot wait to show you guys this setup. This is stuff that I've kind of acquired over the last 7 years or so of making YouTube videos. So this is not everything that I bought overnight. And a lot of this stuff is actually sent to me by companies. So I'm gonna make sure to kind of like link everything out to those companies and say thank you to those companies for kind of like supplying this stuff and allowing me to use their equipment for a long time. I'll basically have everything that I have in this video. Let's just say this, everything that I have in this video that I can find a link to on Amazon, I'll put it down below in the description, and things that I can, I'll kind of link out to the actual person's website. So if you're interested in any of the stuff you see in this video, I'll have it all down below in the description. I'll just say like microphone and then show you guys my microphone setup. But without further ado, I think the best way to get this thing started is just going ahead and getting into it. So here we go. This is the 2017 Noahj456 streaming setup. Alrighty, so getting started here, I guess we'll go ahead and start off with the bathroom that comes off this room, and then now that you guys know what's standing behind me, let's go ahead and back up into this, and you guys can see this is the overview of my office room that I do all my videos from. I spend a lot of time in here hanging out, and basically this is where all the magic happens. So I guess getting started, let's go ahead and start off with the stuff on the wall. There's basically going to be 3 parts, 1, 2, 3, and this will be kind of like the most technical. This will be kind of like all my streaming stuff along with my computer over there, all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and start off with the posters on the wall. I've got Mob of the Dead that I got for donating to charity through Activision's COD endowment, and they had a couple posters, and I bought the like level that got you the poster. Absolutely love Mob of the Dead. I had to get it, and I was supporting a great cause as well. And second thing I have on the wall is the new poster merch that I just released. This is actually my poster design, kind of like put up in my room, which is crazy to say. These things are for sale right now. Still, we still have like a couple more copies left, I think. So they're only $10, super cheap. The amount of detail in these things are absolutely insane. You can see my boy PhD down there. So there's still a few Easter eggs that haven't been found in this that you guys, if you do end up getting one, make sure you tweet me all the Easter eggs, because I'd love to see if you guys can find the remaining Easter eggs that haven't been found. Last but not least, thing hanging up on the wall is my 1 million subscriber plaque. Noahj456, you guys have seen that a million times. So I guess that's all of that, and I've got a few posters that I want to hang up down there. I've got like a Breaking Bad poster, Forrest Gump poster, a bunch of zombies posters, like every single map, all the way from Shadows of Evil to the Grog Krovi, like basically every single DLC map available. All those posters, as well as this really cool poster that is made up entirely of my thumbnails, and it spells out, and then it has my logo on it, which is really cool. It's huge. I want to hang it up somewhere eventually, but I don't have a spot for it right now. Travel backpack down there. It's really spacious backpack. I'll show you guys all my travel stuff in just a second, but this is my travel backpack that I use. And then this thing right here, absolutely amazing. I'll link it down below. This is where I just like literally jump on after the streams. I'll just have beanbag down below, and you can go to the site where you can get them. Absolutely love this thing, man. It is so comfy. I'll have a link in the description for that, and that's where you can find me after a stream, right there, posted up with my cell phone, reading tweets from you guys and stuff like that. Absolutely love it. Okay, so let's get into, I guess, the kind of like back corner of the room. Obviously, I have my 2 different studio lights that I use. These things are like small suns, so when you see me like complaining about how bright it is, that's basically what is beaming directly at me over there. And sometimes when the green screen is kind of like messing up in the back corner, I'll go ahead and turn on the second light, which is just it's hard to tell because it's focusing on the lights and it doesn't look super bright, but it gets pretty darn lit up in here, and that's just to make sure the stream quality is the highest it can be. Let me go ahead and turn those off so we aren't blinding ourselves here. Make sure the camera's focused. All right, we're good. There's some soundproofing right there. As you can see, I kind of started to do it on the walls, and then the sticky stuff was like sticking to the walls too much, so I ended up kind of taking that down, gonna figure out how to get that sticky stuff off the wall and figure out a better way to do that soundproofing. I guess we'll get to this big shelf in just a second. But this right here is the game frame that St. Jude's Children's Hospital actually sent me. And this is basically saying thank you for EE for C from St. Jude's. It's a really, really cool little gift they did. It has different drawings of some of the stuff that St. Jude's Children's Hospital children have done. And it was a little thank you gift that they sent out to me for putting together EE for C and everything like that. And it flashes through with some really cool stuff. So really, really like this thing. Kind of a cool little reminder of what EE for C has done and everything like that. And so that just kind of sits over there because that's the best place I have for it at the moment. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and move on to the memorabilia shelf and where the mini fridge is. So I guess we'll start at the bottom. Down there is some IW Zombies Cosmic Tunes stuff. That's kind of like the vinyl that they sent me. Here we have the World War II Zombies Jack in the Box with the hard drive that came in that you had to get the code for and everything like that. Underneath that, you guys will recognize this. Fun fact, this thing still has battery in it. You see it has 000. Remember, I had the countdown timer, and then we got the code to unlock it. I did it on stream and everything. That was the original IW Zombies like reveal thing. Still has battery in it, pretty cool. This is my Canon camera. This one probably doesn't get used as much as it should because it is a really, really nice camera. Obviously, I'm not any sort of professional photographer or anything like that. I'll link it down below. There's kind of the information on it, if that focuses up. I'm not sure if it will. EOS Rebel T3i. Really, really like it. It works very, very well. I'm just gonna kind of leave this off to the side for the time being. But that's what I use when I like go out and attempt to be an actual photographer. That doesn't happen often, but I'll use that thing right there. Underneath that, I just have some game. I have a game case thing right here. Let's go ahead and I'm almost going on like a trip down memory lane right now. So these are all of the disc games back when you actually had to buy disc to play games. These are just the ones that I got over the years. A lot of Xbox 360 games. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Arctic Bear screensaver. A lot of games, a lot of stuff. And then I think we get into some PC games and everything like that. These are really, really old. I mean, it doesn't even look that old, but a lot of the stuff is very old, and I think the rest are blank. Anyway, I lost a lot of the disc whenever I moved. And that's probably part of the reason why right there. Anyway, media passes from different events I've been to. Getting up to this right here, Noahj AFK, Noahj456, 100K plaques. They actually changed them a tiny bit over the years. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the YouTube symbol that is right there isn't on the newer ones. Not really sure what the change was for, but those are my two YouTube plaques right here. Here is my Red Bull mini fridge. They sent this to me because we were talking about doing some promotions and stuff like that, but they just ended up sending it to me. This is where all my LaCroix sits, as Martina calls it, privileged white people water. All sits in there, keeps it cold. Moving up to here, we have the Ray Gun Mark II. I have a bunch of CSGO knives that are kind of like obviously brought to real life. Some really cool stuff there. You guys will recognize those if you used to play CSGO or still do. I've got a little Pokeball thing here. I don't really know what that's from. I have this right here from GTA 5. I forgot I think it's the Epsilon group, but I have like the actual little keychain there of that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's been so long since I played GTA 5 single player. Here's some droids right here that I did from a recent promotion. You guys probably saw that. Here's a Noahj456 puzzle that my fiance got me a couple months ago. Eventually I want to do that and like frame it up and put it up somewhere. I think it'd be really cool. Here's a COD XP event invite that you guys saw a while ago. Here's the YouTube yearbook from when I reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Pretty cool little thing they sent out. Pop-Tarts with my name on it. And then here we got some basically every single Call of Duty game and then some other kind of like random games. This is the first game that got me into online gaming, and I like, some of you guys might recognize this, and if you do, if you ever played on the Nachos and Beer server, I was an admin there, and that's where literally I started my gaming career. So maybe two of you guys will know what that is. maybe that, I'm not sure. Call of Duty coasters, got some old Yu-Gi-Oh cards from back in the day. Here's some glasses that I don't need anymore. There's the original Call of Duty Infinite Warfare trailer. You guys will recognize these glasses if you were watching the streams recently from when I got LASIK, and that's why I don't need these anymore. Here are some mini perk machines as well, Speed Cola, Quick Revive, and then I have the matching perk bottles behind them sitting on the coaster, the matching ones. So I have all 4 of kind of the OG perks all sitting on the coaster, and the matching perk below, just some computer printer paper, some random figurines and stuff, little portal gun, mystery box, pack-a-punch machine, and then this is a broken thing that used to like count my subscribers and would flip by, but it never really worked. Not sure why. Here's a little mouse pad with some of my 4 original logos back when I used to change my logo for every game. Some of you guys will recognize those. And then top shelf, I just have some different hats that some companies have sent me, some hats that I picked up over the years, and then my ray gun Mark 1 that you guys can see right there, and that's where that sits. So that's basically the memorabilia shelf. That's pretty much that entire half of the room. All right, so my camera died in the middle of recording that. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this half of the setup. Basically, ignore this. There's a little trash can with a little basketball hoop just for fun, so I can throw stuff from over here, miss terribly, and pretend I'm Kobe Bryant. This is kind of the death closet here. This basically has all my old stuff, like Xbox 360. I've got some old cameras in there. The first camera that I ever used to make videos is in there, which were like, literally you can only record it onto a VHS tape. And it was great. Anyway, that kind of stuff is in there. Basically my 1 million subscriber plaque, box, and then some old posters. Basically anything that I can't fit in my normal setup just goes in the death closet or hangs up on the door, all the old wires and stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about this. This is my setup that I use when I go places, like excluding that, and that. Excluding all of those, this is the setup that I use when I go and travel to make videos, because I do a lot of traveling, a lot of like going to DLC events, playing the game early, doing stuff like that, and recording it so that I can make videos on the go when I don't have this right here, which we'll get to in just a second. So really quickly, let's run through all this. This basically holds all my cords and everything like that. I've got a Nintendo DS just to play on the planes. This is basically like my electronics little pouchy thingy that goes inside of my case and I take with me on trips. That is the same thing, except it's filled with like bathroom stuff, like deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush. I have an extra of basically everything I need in there. Both of those things go inside that bag, and then I go and I travel and I do all my stuff, and it makes it so easy because that bag is huge. It fits everything, and then this has everything I need to go, aside from, of course, the clothes I'm going to be wearing. Only other things in here are a hard drive, Nintendo DS for the entertainment, of course. I've got 2 different capture cards, the Elgato HD60 and the AverMedia Live, I forgot what this is called, Live Gamer Portable. I bring both of them because they both work great, and in case one of them dies, I have a backup, or there's someone who forgets every single time to bring a cap card, so I got them covered right there, and then I have all the cords I needed for stuff like that as well. This is a portable charger that holds like 7 or 8 full charges with your phone. You just plug it in. Right here, I keep this thing in my pocket. I take it to events. Literally, my phone never dies, and this is probably the most important thing out of this entire kind of like mobile to-go thing that I take with me every single time I go and travel somewhere else. Next thing up is this right here. I forgot what it's called, but I'll have it linked down below. I'll name it the sound thingy. UE Boom. That's right, UE Boom. This thing is a little speaker that goes super loud. I take that with me on trips just to put in my hotel room when I want to listen to music. This right here is a portable monitor, which is super thin, but this thing is a monitor that only requires the USB to work, so I just plug it into my laptop whenever I want to use it, and I can have a two screen setup on the go without having to carry around, obviously, that big honker of a thing we're going to talk about in a second. Absolutely love this thing. Super useful. Again, I'll link it down below. This is my kind of like movie watching and recording laptop. The reason it's only used for those things, and I use it around the house a lot just for like if I'm kind of like watching a movie while I'm making dinner or whatever. This thing is super light, super small, and I can basically hold it on my lap while I travel, and then I take it to events because it's super light. I can just throw it in my backpack and record on that thing. This right here is my editing computer. This is my editing laptop where I basically make videos for you guys. It has like all the software I use, which I'm gonna show you guys over here in a second. All the software I use, and I can play games on that thing as well. It's pretty beefy. I'll link it down below as well. It's from Lenovo, I believe, that they sent me for a sponsorship a while back, and then I just loved it, so I kept using it. And then those over there are, of course, the headphones, because I haven't upgraded from whatever iPhone this is, the iPhone 6 whatever, because I love the headphone jack so much. So, and yeah, this is my phone if you get scared about that. Anyway, moving on, this is basically just a couple run-of-the-mill, like it's a Logitech mouse. I forget what kind of keyboard this is. Is this Razer? Yeah, it is Razer. So this basically is going to be used as Martina's setup. She's going to be able to like stream games with me and play. She likes games like PUBG and H1Z1 and Fortnite. So eventually we're gonna get her another laptop or another computer that will be able to play with me. Right now she just hooks up her work laptop and kind of sometimes works next to me here. But this thing right here is a 34-inch LG monitor that I absolutely love. I'm actually going to be taking this from her and moving it and replacing either two of my monitors or one of my monitors. But it is 34 inches long. I'll link it down below as well. It is insanely huge. I don't have anything plugged in right now to show you guys what it looks like turned on, but it's actually a curved monitor that you guys can see, and it is the Mama Jama. I don't know what that means, but it is absolutely amazing. I'm going to be replacing monitors in my setup with it, and it's great for gaming. It is super, super ultra wide. Absolutely love that thing, and I'm jealous that she has it right now until I take it from her in probably in a few days. So that's where that sits, and I'll have that link down below as well. And without further ado, is that everything? I think that's everything. We'll go ahead and move on to the most important part of the room. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the last and most important part of the setup. This is actually where all the videos are made. Just starting off with kind of the high level stuff. This is basically two different mounts for a green screen. I'm gonna include both the kind of like mount that I used and the green screen in the description as well. Basically everything here, a lot of this stuff is, you can't really put it in the description because it's not like available. Pretty much everything that I show you guys here is going to be in the description of the video. So if you're interested in any of this, if you want to become a YouTuber, I'm gonna have it linked down below so you can see exactly what I use, or kind of go off that and find different things that work for whatever your kind of like streaming or recording style is. But this is the green screen. It makes kind of like an L shape, so no matter what the camera angle I have, if I set up the webcam here and point it that way, or I set up the webcam here and point it that way, either way, it is basically chroma keyed out, and then whenever I turn on this light right here, it kind of evens out all the light on the green screen and lights it up enough that it works perfectly. Let's go ahead and start off with this stuff back here. I've just got a printer, I've just got some hard drives and stuff like that. I got these little MLG glasses, droid that is the same as the droids over here from the same thing. Got some business cards right there, and here's my Xbox with my Xbox One SCUF controller. Not much to say there. I haven't even plugged it in a while. Mostly what I play is I just play whatever console has the exclusives on that console, which most of the time ends up being the PS4. So this is my PS4 right here. Little PS4 thing. Everyone's gonna be mad at me for putting my disc like that. Let's see what this is actually. I think it's Black. Yeah, it's Black Ops 3. So that's my PS4. All that hooks into my computer right here through an Elgato internal streaming card that basically has no delay. So sometimes when you watch people, they'll be like, oh crap, and then they'll down like 2 seconds later. Basically the Elgato streaming card that I have installed in this thing allows there to be no delay from the capture of the PS4 to the streaming software, so that you guys see my reaction in real time of what's happening. This right here actually goes along with, you can see this kind of like lighting up for everything that I say. Hello! So basically that is, this is the condenser, I forgot the actual name of it. It's the UX2 line 6, and that connects in with my microphone through an XLR cable. Basically it connects on through, and this goes into a USB that goes into this thing. I'll show you guys more about this in just a second. This is my computer right here. It's like super hard to see all the pretty lights because I'm filming this the next day because my camera battery kept dying. I just had to charge it overnight. But this thing right here is basically everything that makes my streaming setup. I custom built this thing. You can watch a video if you just search on YouTube like Noahj456 computer. You can watch me build the thing, or I'll have the specs in the description if you're interested in that. Here are just some old broken iPhones that I've had over the years that I've kept for some, I don't know, it feels weird throwing away such an expensive thing. And then coming around here, this is where all the magic happens. I'm going to show you guys my programs and everything like that, but let me go ahead and show you guys everything that's around the desk first. This is what I like to call modern art. I don't know why I do that to myself. Anyway, basically these are my headphones right here. These are discontinued, so you can't buy these anymore. They're just some really, really basic headphones that plug into a jack over there that goes to my computer. This right here is I think it's the Logitech G910 Orion Spark. Very, very cool little keyboard. It has kind of like the custom colors that flash past. You can do the thing where if you like press a button, it all like blooms out from that button. It has a couple cool different little things. I've got the Razer mouse pad here that is kind of like the long extended one. I really like the ones that give you as much space as possible. This right here is of course my mouse that I use. I'll link that in the description. It's really nothing special, but I like it. I use the Elgato Stream Deck sometimes. I just have a couple like website links and stuff like that, and then when I click this button right here, I have some of my different like stream effects. So if I want to just go ahead and do like the wasted thing, I can go ahead and press that, and then it'll pop up on stream saying like the wasted, and then I can go back to it being the normal thing. And then this is where I hotkey all my different stream scenes, so I can do like the zoom and everything like that, getting a nice view of my arm there, and all that's hotkeyed either here or here, and that's how I do most of my stream controls. What else? I have the Logitech, just a 1080p webcam. This is like the go-to webcam that almost every single streamer you talk to uses. I'm probably gonna get an upgrade for this thing soon and actually use one of my nice cameras to set it up on a tripod, but for right now, that's the webcam that I use. Over here, I have my PS4 SCUF controller, and I have a fan down there with a phone charger as well, and then I have probably the most like useful pocket knife I've ever used in my entire life. This thing is absolutely amazing. I'll link it down below, but it's really nothing it's really nothing special. It's just a knife, but I use it like more than anything else in the entire world because I have so many packages to open. You guys know this guy right here. This is Moose. And then of course my microphone. This is a Rode microphone arm, and then the AT2035 actual microphone itself. I'm gonna turn this light off so it focuses a little bit better. And then this microphone connects into this thing right here. That connects to the software that you guys can hear me. If you ever hear like the weird echoing or like anything like that, or like the Transformer sound effect, or me sounding like I'm in a cave, like it's really, really faint, or like sounding like I'm a soldier, that's all controlled by this thing that controls that thing that obviously receives input from this. And then this has just like a little pop filter on it to stop me from doing those little those kind of things that get stopped by that thing right there. So that's my microphone setup. This is two separate pieces of equipment. Probably the most expensive part of my setup. These monitors right here I think are like 150 bucks each, and I have 4 of them. And I guess that kind of wraps up everything that is in like the physical part of my setup. I'll go ahead and, oh yeah, my desk. So my desk actually is a standing desk. So you can see right there that the desk actually moves all the way up. I'm not gonna do it all the way up just because it'll waste time, but basically it moves all the way up. I can stand underneath it and kind of like not be sitting all day, which is pretty good because I was sitting all day beforehand before I got this thing, and it is amazing because they say like sitting is the new cancer or something like that. So I try not to sit whenever I'm just doing stuff, and then sit down to stream and everything like that. Okay, so the main programs that I use is really just 3 main programs. First is editing. I use Adobe Premiere. I'm kind of trying to shy away from this bad boy right here, Sony Vegas, because Premiere offers a lot more. It's harder to get used to, and it's really, really hard to get used to if you've been using or what's it called, Sony for a while, if you've been using Sony Vegas. But the render times are way faster, the file sizes are way smaller, and the quality is just the same. I can't recommend it enough if you are learning a new software. This is really, really good one to go with. Next up, I have Photoshop. Obviously, nothing's there right now, but Photoshop is where I make every single one of my terribly made thumbnails. I am absolutely the worst at making thumbnails, but that's the program that I use to make them, and I probably need to get better at that because that's probably my least favorite part of YouTube is making thumbnails, but that's where I do it right there. And last but not least, we have OBS, which is basically how I do all the other things, all streaming wise. So I recorded videos with this, I stream with this. Basically, this is the program that I use the most out of everything else, and then usually this is kind of the setup that I have whenever I'm streaming. This monitor will have like random stuff, tweets, stuff like that, whatever I don't need necessarily to stream but want to have just up as extra, like Easter egg steps, whatever, that'll go on that monitor. This monitor has the YouTube page with the chat and seeing the likes and seeing how many people are watching. All that stuff goes on that monitor. This monitor is where I usually play the game itself, and then OBS sits right there, and then that is where the donation software shows that I can read your donations and everything like that. And that's basically the setup. So as you can see, this one is on my computer right now, but if I switch it to actually go to HDMI, as you can see, this is going to be my my PS4. if it ever loads. Oh no. Of course it's not gonna load right now. Of course it's not gonna load. But anyway, that's where that usually goes. And I just replugged in all my stuff, so I have to replug it in so that it'll actually show up right there. But that's basically what'll show up right there. And this is how I can make sure that I don't like leave it on this kind of screen instead of just having the gameplay and having it be normal like that. But other than that, guys, that is about going to wrap up the setup. That is pretty much everything I can think of that I use on a daily basis. Again, if you guys have any questions about anything, let me know in the comment section down below. This is a lot of stuff that I've got over a lot of years, and I absolutely love it. It works perfectly for me. There's a few upgrades I want to make for like the walls and stuff like that, maybe hanging something up over there, and then obviously move that monitor over here and replace some of these things. But other than that, guys, that is basically the setup that I use for making videos, for streaming videos, for recording videos, and what I do on a daily basis. So without further ado, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate the support and everything. And yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll just do a slow zoom in on this to end out the video. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next one, and peace out.